Episode 1. Welcome to the Laser Mind. Why focus is your superpower. Welcome to the Laser Mind, the podcast dedicated to helping you unlock your mental potential and create the life you desire. I'm your host, Maria, and I'm thrilled to be your guide on this journey. In today's episode, we're diving into the core concept of this entire series, focus. Why is it so crucial? Why are we calling it your superpower? And how can you start harnessing its incredible potential, even if you feel like your attention span is currently shorter than a goldfish's? Think about it. In a world overflowing with information, notifications, and endless distractions, the ability to truly focus is becoming increasingly rare. It's the skill that separates those who merely react to the world around them from those who actively shape their own reality. But focus isn't just about productivity or achieving goals. It's about something much deeper. It's about presence. About connecting with yourself and the world around you in a meaningful way. It's about living a life of intention, rather than a life of reaction. Now you might be thinking, okay, I get it. Focus is important. But I'm constantly bombarded with distractions. How can I possibly cultivate this superpower? That's exactly what we're going to explore in this series. We'll be drawing on the principles and techniques outlined in The Observer Effect by Russell and Healer, a powerful guide to mastering your neurochemistry and directing your mental power. Rosalind argues that in today's digital age, we're constantly being bombarded with stimuli designed to weaken our focus and keep us distracted. He calls these stimuli power thieves, and they're lurking everywhere, in our social media feeds, in our endless news cycles, even in the very design of our apps. But the good news is that you can fight back. You can reclaim your attention and transform yourself from a light bulb, scattering your energy in all directions, into a laser, focusing your power with incredible precision. So, how do we do it? Well, the first step is understanding the underlying principle behind the power of focus, the observer effect. What exactly is the observer effect? In simple terms, it's the idea that the act of observing something changes it. This concept comes from quantum physics, where scientists have observed that the very act of measuring a particle influences its behavior. Now, Ruslan takes this principle and applies it to our mental world. He argues that where we direct our attention, what we choose to focus on, literally shapes our reality. Our thoughts, our beliefs, our emotions, they all become more powerful and more real when we give them our focused attention. Think about it. If you constantly focus on negative thoughts and limiting beliefs, you're essentially reinforcing those patterns in your brain. You're creating a reality where those thoughts and beliefs dominate your experience. But the opposite is also true. If you consciously choose to focus on positive thoughts, empowering beliefs, and your desired outcomes, you can literally reshape your brain and create a reality that aligns with your goals. That's the power of the observer effect in action. Your attention is a powerful force, and you have the ability to direct it with intention. So, how do you start harnessing the superpower? Here are a few practical tips you can implement today. 1. Become aware of your attention. Start paying attention to where your attention is actually going. Throughout the day, ask yourself, what am I focusing on right now? Is this serving me? Is this helping me move closer to my goals? 2. Minimize distractions. Identify your biggest power thieves. Those things that constantly pull you away from your focus. This might be social media, email notifications, or even certain people in your life. Take steps to minimize these distractions. Turn off notifications, create dedicated workspaces, and set boundaries with others. 3. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. This can be as simple as focusing on your breath for a few minutes each day. Mindfulness helps you train your brain to stay present and resist distractions. These are just a few simple steps you can take to start reclaiming your attention and harnessing the power of focus. In the coming episodes, we'll dive deeper into specific techniques and strategies for mastering your neurochemistry, achieving flow states, and directing your mental power with precision. But for now, I encourage you to experiment with these tips and start paying closer attention to where your attention is going. Remember, you have the power to shape your reality. You have the power to become a laser, focusing your energy with incredible precision. Next time, we'll be diving into the power thieves in more detail, exploring how the digital world is designed to keep you weak and distracted, and what you can do to protect yourself. Thanks for joining me on this journey to unlock your mental potential. Remember to subscribe to The Laser Mind wherever you get your podcasts, and leave us a review. It helps us reach more people who are ready to transform their lives. Thank you so much for joining me, Maria, on this journey to unlock your mental potential. If you enjoyed this episode, I would be incredibly grateful if you could take a moment to like, subscribe, and share the Laser Mind with your friends and family. It really helps us reach more people who are ready to transform their lives.